Okay, I think I've got everything sorted now. If anyone's in the chat, can you let me know if everything's okay? Let me just jump in the car. It's been a while since I've done a stream, so I do apologise for a bit of rustiness on my side. Just want to make sure that everything's all good. Yeah, shut up, phone. Go away. Right. I'm not sure what's going to be going on with this session. We have 15 people for Q1. Not going to lose anyone. I think people are just going to get used to the track, get used to the conditions, get a bit of track time. Try and bring up all the outlap on the mediums. Vade's made a very interesting choice there. Driver select is... There we go. Who's the front driver? I did not pay attention. It might actually be Toby. Yes, welcome people that are slowly flowing into the chat. Hopefully you've all had a good day, and hopefully you're going to have a good night watching a few people drive around Italy. I'm not even sure what round number we're on at this point, I'm not going to lie. It's a myth to me. I'm not doing very well at keeping up with this season at all. Let me just check the Discordodinio. I do have the stream chat open, so if anyone wants to say anything, call me an idiot, call me a rude word or whatever, feel free to call me whatever you want while we go through this. And Toby setting a 22.0, 8 tenths quicker than the next car. Not really sure what that means at this point, considering it's not really a relevant session as Alex has gone track exploring. The session doesn't really mean anything. There's 15 people here. Tubbs has probably done what I'll do, retire in the pits, just try and get a bit of a move on, but people are setting laps, can't really blame them either. Invade on the mediums puts a nice little time in, only 5 tenths off his teammate. Egon has managed to find a 10th. Not even a 10th actually, 200ths of a second over Toby, if I'm reading that right. I might be reading it wrong, I'm not fully with it, I'm trying to catch back up with everything. Motive Carrot has crashed it. I'm not really sure where or how, and I've just missed out the opportunity to go and see what he did. Can we watch anyone? Kabuki actually, funny enough, just started a lap. To be fair, probably my favourite looking car on the entire grid, the AlphaTauri. It's a very nice colour, very nice design, can't complain. For this game anyway, I don't know about the next game, we'll see what they do with the cars on that one. Because I think next game could be very interesting to see what they do with a lot of things, like the whole porpoising thing. Are they going to put porpoising into the game? Maybe, maybe not, don't know. I hope they don't, because I feel like porpoising would ruin the feel of the cars and feel of the game. Make it a bit hard for some people to drive and uncontrollable, maybe. I don't know. If you guys want to have an opinion of it, let me know what you think. How many people have we got in here at the minute? 5 people, apparently. I'm not sure how true that is. Kabuki's coming round to finish his lap. Let's see where he goes. He's taking it very easy on this lap. A 23.2. Crunchy took an even easier of a lap. I think Alex, is that Orphan? Orphan's going out. Is anyone going for a second run? Oh, Empty the Mighty is going for another run. About to cross the line. I don't know if he's up or not. And he is up, and he's 2/10 clear of Egon. Kabuki, are you going for another lap? Lights flashing, so I'm assuming not. Mando in the Ferrari looks like he's giving it another go. So he won't be, I don't think, because he's flashing red. Oh, it is going. Okay. Proved me wrong. Up to 4th. With a 122.464. Got a little bundle of cars right here going out. Who's the leader? It's going to be awful. So wait for these people to get round and do their laps. Orphan's starting his. Obviously we've got no delta to compare to it at the minute, so we're just going to have to pretty much guess. And also Alex has just started his lap, which is going to be followed by DTF1 days. Mando's just limping around to the pit lane, as you can see in the bottom right of the map. Could do actually is I can have a quick look at the F5 standings, and we can have a little talk about what's going on in Tier 5. So Tier 5, you currently have Empty the Mighty leading the championship on 139 points, and Crunchy Bear on 134 points. So that's only 5 points separating the top two currently. Then you have a big gap of 52 points from the leader to Daniel P45, and they seem to be the main three in it, I guess, but Toby's 20 points behind Daniel on 67. And then you have a whole group of cars that seem to be somewhat close, which I'm assuming must be their midfield. So after that you have Egon in 5th. F1 FA Joker, MPB Pro in 7th, Mando in 8th, Yatesy 10 Ewan in 9th, Mr. Blue Sky in 10th, Mand JJ's in 11th, Gravedigger, Kabuki, Skunk Sniper, RSF1 Invade, Emotive Carrot, Longsun, as the last points scorer so far. Then 3 people that don't have points are Tubbs, Alex and DTF1. So hopefully you caught that. My Twitch is really stupid. Thank you for sorting out Twitch. So Empty the Mighty, obviously doing well in the standings and proving it here in the first part of quali. DTF1 days is coming into the pit lane. And I think that's more or less everyone doing what they want to do, I'm assuming. Maybe. 5 minutes left in the session. Obviously people can still go out again if they want to. Mr. Blue Sky is the last person. Whether he's going to sit here for the next 5 minutes or whether he's going to retire and get into Q2, we'll see. Nice to see a few Ukraine flags still floating around. Good to see people of this community supporting what's happening with Ukraine, so it's nice to see. I'm guessing we're going to sit here and chill for the next 5 minutes. Oh no, we're good. Mr. Blue Sky has retired. So we lost 2 people, I'm assuming due to crashes. You lost Emotive Carrot, 59, and Alex. So that means we're only going to lose... Oh no, we lost 3 people then. I'm not pressing down on the D-pad enough. And we also lost Tubbs. So we only lose 2 people in Q2. So I suspect we're going to see quite a few people go on the mediums and be very successful if we're only losing the 2 drivers. And obviously you've got Crunchy and Mighty that are going to be having a little bit of a battle for that pole position, hopefully when we get round to Q3. So wait for people to ready up and then we'll get into Q2. There we go, there's the timer. Wait for that to tick down. Right, who'll be the first person that we get come out of the pit lane? So we can jump on board with them as soon as they do come out. Looks like it's going to be one of the Astons. Invade, coming out on the softs. Coming out to show everyone what he can do. Let me just load up the tyres that everyone are on. Got a couple of people choosing to go onto the mediums already. So Invader's not the only person who's chose to come out on the softs. Crunchy has also chose to come out on the softs. Whether it's his worn set or fresh set, no idea. We'll find out whether he comes out again on mediums. And Invade had a big off there, catching a bit too much airtime on the curb. Got to be careful on that part of the track, really. And he... Right, so Invade coming round to start his lap. Be the first person of the session to set his time. We're only losing 2 people in Q2. We have only got 15 people that have turned up. So 15-man grid and 12 people in Q2 due to a couple of people crashing out. Invade controlling it quite nicely through turn 1 and turn 2. Wasn't probably the perfect line that he wanted, but he definitely went in full attack, which you got to give credit for. You got to attack them corners in qualifying, get the most time possible. Yellow flags for Mando at the end of Sector 3. Invade getting up to 208 miles an hour on that second straight. They're not far behind him. I think we'll have Crunchy, so we'll get on board with him. There's this nice little feature. So we can jump straight on board with Crunchy once we see what Invade does. Invade coming around the final corner to cross the line with a 121.5, and Crunchy coming around the corner as well, setting a 121.2. One of the McLarens up next. I don't know which one it would be. Mr. Blue Sky. Mr. Blue Sky on the mediums, the first one of the medium runners to come through. School Sniper. Going around also on the mediums. We've got a couple more times going to be coming in as he does. So we have a nice idea of what times people are setting. 22.9. For the fastest medium runner, and a 21.2 for the fastest soft runner. And there's been a bit of an incident up ahead here. What's gone on? I think it's just Toby moving out of the way. Nicely done. I think Mando has just crossed the line. Where am I going? Stars. What's Stars doing? Getting stuck behind one of the pain in the ass in the house. Just trying to give it a slipstream, I think, a bit of a cheeky slipstream. And he gets past the house driver, well, the house driver lets him through. Hopefully it didn't cost him too much time, but it looked like it did, with obviously the dirty air in this game not being the kindest to some people. Stars off and come around the final corner. Let's see what he can do compared to the other soft runners that set times before him. And he's just ahead of his teammate by 0.2 of a second. Egon is probably going to be the next person to set a lap that hasn't done already. Obviously, because one of them's in the pit lane, the other one's on an app lap. But let's see what Egon can do compared to the other medium runners. He's going to be looking to get into a low 123, I think. Yeah, that's not what he'd have wanted. And is that a retirement? I think he's kept the car going. Yeah, he has. So he's going to come back into the pit lane, get that car fixed and come back out. And Daze needs to be a little bit careful here, because obviously there's the yellow flags. He's aware of what's going on. He knows not to slow down. So Daze will be looking to get into the top group of cars that are also on the softs. So as he comes around to start his lap, just got a message. So replying to a message on the RSF1 Discord, right? So Daze is looking to get into the group around maybe Orphan, Tolby, somewhere around there, maybe even quicker. You never know, might surprise us. But currently, Crunchy does have a nice, what's that? Just over a 3/10 gap to Invade currently. So someone's going to want to try and close that gap to him, or even take the throne off him in this session. So as Days comes around the final corner looking to see what he can do, and he is going to go to nowhere. Where's he gone? Oh, he just hasn't moved. I didn't check the time. Ryan, look at the times. He did a 123.555. Egon's on an outlap. Maybe not keeping an eye on him. Days, is he using the EOS? No, he must be going slow. School Sniper, let's see if he can improve on his new set of tyres. On the soft tyre, what was he on before? He was on the medium, so he will look to improve on his time. But currently, two people are losing on two people that haven't set times. Skull Crusher is up on his time by 7/10 of a second, just over. And that will roughly put him just behind Toby, I believe, if my maths is right. But obviously he could gain more time in this final sector, so he will be close to Toby's time, maybe even invades. So let's see where Skull Sniper can go. And he goes 5th. Nice job from him to get into 5th there, just ahead of his teammate. Egon is coming round, 26.7 in his first sector. So coming down the long back straight. Also has one of the Aston Martins behind him. Looks clean for that sector this time from Egon. 5 minutes left in the session. People that are wanting to do their second runs will be coming out in the next couple of minutes. Egon comes around to go fastest of the session so far with a 121 flat, 2/10 ahead of Crunchy. Toby is coming around to finish a lap, I think. Yeah, he's going around to finish a lap, and his teammates just going to the pits with a retired. I think Skull Crusher to set another lap. Toby's back into the pits. Is he retiring as well? Days has retired in 11th. Interesting choice. So we have lost Days. He's one we have definitely lost from the session, and Skull Sniper's taking a very interesting line through there. Excuse me. Kabuki just setting up, that was 4 seconds slower than his previous. So I'm assuming that must have been like a cooldown lap, and he's now going again. Or it might have been his out lap, I wasn't really looking when I came onto him. And MT the Mighty has just started a lap, currently sat bottom without a time. Be looking to change that this time round. A lot of early upshifts there from Kabuki to get a bit of extra traction, get some better acceleration potentially. Egon retires in the pits, I believe, yep. He's definitely secured his place in the second part of quali, the third part of quali, technically. Q1 didn't feel like much. It was just there. What do you mean, what platform? has improved on his time. Closed the gap up to the people ahead of him. Empty the Mighty's coming around to finish his first official lap time. Yeah, and he's done a 22.1. Is he going to set another time? Potentially. Mando. Let's have a look at Mando. He's trying to keep ahead of set the safety net. Obviously, if Mr. Blue Sky doesn't come out the pit lane, Mando will be through either way. So we'll see if Blue Sky does come out, and I don't think he's got the time to set a lap anyway, and if he does come out. So Mando should be safe. But we'll stick on board with him regardless, because obviously, you know, he's trying to improve in his position. I'm assuming we must be having a wet race, because there's a lot less people on the mediums than I thought there'd be. Because if it finishes this way, we'll only have 2 people on the mediums to start the race in the top 10. And Mando's out on track, so he'd be one that's not on the mediums unless he backs out of it. Bit of rain around Imola could always make a race interesting. A very downforce heavy situation when it comes to being in the wets, but obviously around this sort of track you want as little downforce as possible so you can just absolutely blitz it on the straight. So it's going to be very interesting to see what people have gone for, if they've gone for a qualifying setup or a rain setup, potentially, if it is going to rain. And Mando does improve to 9th. And we have lost Mr. Blue Sky. And everyone else is in the pit lane. I'm going to try and grab a quick drink, so just give me uno memento while this session finishes, and I'll be back. Right, I am back. Sorry, I went to go grab a drink. Tubbs has put a message into the chat. Let me just get the lead driver real quick. Crunchy. So I was on my first lap in Q1 and somebody just decided to stop and on the apex. That's got a really good first qualify. I would say I'm surprised, but I'm really not. Like, this sort of track is just, yeah, not very good for that kind of thing. Plus, this game's absolute garbage and hard to enjoy, so that's my opinion. Can't wait for the new game to come out, so hopefully the new game, when it comes around, will be 10 times better than this. So obviously the league is run so well on a good day, so it's just a shame that this is the quality of game we have to show for the league. Just had to quickly do a quick check on my end to make sure everything was okay. Everything looks fine. Punchy on his first lap, overtaking one of the houses that was obviously on an out lap. Punchy coming through the bit I hate the most, this track, and that's why. Oh, he's lucky to keep that car alive. Very lucky to keep it alive. So School Crusher will be the first person to set a valid lap time, with Kabuki getting out of his way. Everyone's going to be setting all their times at once, other than Gravedigger, who's just started his lap now. So School Sniper with a 22.3, Stars Orphan with a 22.0, Mando with 21.8, Mighty with 21.3, and who's coming round this group? Colby is going to come across the line to go for second on a 121.6. Then we have the people that have either crashed, had an incident, or invalidated, or in Gravedigger's case just came out behind everyone else. So let's have a look at Gravedigger. At the front of this little group, obviously a bunch of them people will be coming back into the pit lane, some people will be going for second laps. So Gravedigger coming out of the end of, coming to the end of sector 2, coming into the awkward part, the S's, where we just saw Crunchy make his mistake, and Gravedigger's lost it also through that sector, so this will not be Gravedigger's best time, but at least he knows that there's time to improve on this time. So coming around the final corner, looking to get a good run potentially for a second lap if he continues this one, which he is doing. So I think Gravedigger might go for a second run and go 6th with a 122.1. Kabuki coming around to set his lap time 23.0, and that'll be the first group of people done, and Crunchy is about to come out. And someone just improved there, I think it was one of the Astons, and it will be Invade that's gone very close behind Mighty, as Mighty comes back into the pits. Is Gravedigger doing a lap? Let me just bring up his stuff. Is Gravedigger up on his time at all? He is. He's a 10th up on his time, which will put him just ahead of Stars. As long as he gets a good exit here, he'll find a lot more time, so he could be up by a couple of tenths here, which could obviously move him close to Egon, or maybe even above Egon. We'll see where he goes. Coming around the final corner, getting the power down nice and early, feathering it through at times, and he's gone into the pits, so never mind, he's not obviously that happy with it. Alright then. And Crunchy was on an out lap, so we'll stick on board with Crunchy then. I think Mando will be going to the pits and Vader will be going to the pits, so we'll keep on board with Crunchy. And one of the McLarens comes out, which is Stars Orphan. And also the Alfa Romeo of Egon is coming out as well. So Crunchy with a 26.5 there in the first sector. Caught a bit of gravel on the exit of that corner, but he might. I don't think he'd have lost too much time from that. Very nice exit onto the back straight. Under the bridge to catch the second sector time. 53.7. Let's see if we can keep it straight through these corners this time. Being a bit cautious with that. Bit of a cautious part of the track for him, I feel. I feel like if he pushed it, he could probably find a bit more time. But obviously pushing it leads to more mistakes, so... risk and reward situation for him through there. And he's obviously just getting a lap in, coming across the line to set a 121.5. 2 tenths off MT the Mighty currently at the top of the timesheets. Let's go on board as Stars. He was the leader of this group that's coming out for a second run. Let's see if Stars is up on his time. He's not. He's down in his time by 1.5 tenths of a second. Attacking them corners very nicely there. Keeping it valid and cutting the track slightly, which you can get away with. Pushing the track limits, that's what I'm looking to say. Coming through the final sector now, let's see what he can do if he finishes this lap. I didn't see what his split was for sector 2. Does have an Alpine on his inside, he's got to be a little bit careful. Crunchy just getting back into the pit lane. Stars off and coming around the final corner to cross the line. Does improve slightly. Not gaining any positions, but he has improved on time. Invader's on the lap as well, looking to try and steal pole for now Egon, who's just done a 21.2. Let's see if we can catch someone a bit closer to the end of the lap. Where's the... oh, I've gone a very long way around this. He's on an out lap. Gravedigger is pushing, I think. We'll have a look. Yeah, he's got his rear wing open. What's his delta going to be like? 3 tenths improvement on his time so far, which will put him just above Stars. There's quite a big gap between Stars and Toby currently. Alfa Romeo getting some yellow flags, moving out the way, I'm assuming, for Kabuki. And Gravedigger crosses the line to go above Tolby. Very close times between 3 of them cars there in 5th, 6th and 7th. Ooh, and the Haas of Sniper has had a crash, and Invade has improved to go pole, or provisional pole. MT the Mighty's looking to try and get that pole position back though. Currently up by 10th in his first sector. Can we catch someone here finishing lap? Is Kabuki? What can Kabuki do? Improves by 1 position. Gravedigger's coming round. MT the Mighty, is he on the lap? I believe so, and he's improving by 10th. Which will only just put him above Egon. He needs to find a lot of time to try and beat Invade, and there's yellow flags at the chicanes. Empty the Mighty going across the line. What's he going to do? He's lost time overall, actually, at the end of that. Sniper's called it a day. Obviously doesn't have enough time to get back around. A few of that times. Gravedigger sent another lap and he's down this time. Invade, can he improve even further? He has improved even further. Got an absolute dominant lead now over everyone else. He starts off and running out of fuel. Mando didn't improve on that lap. What's it? Where's Empty the Mighty? Because he was pushing earlier. Currently 2 tenths down this time. I don't think he's going to improve. But we'll see. Crunchy. Do I get Delta for Crunchy? No, apparently not. Right, well, I'll look at Empty the Mighty real quick then. I'll look at Empty the Mighty's Delta here. If he's up, then we'll keep on him. He has gained a little bit of time, but not quite enough. So currently the Aston Martin sat 1 and 2 sat very comfy. Excuse me. Empty the Mighty's going to cross the line. What's he going to do? Improved a little bit by 1.5 tenths there, so that's very good for him. Still a very long way off that insane lap time by Invade. Crunchy is taking the track limits to a new level and goes ahead of Empty the Mighty, but behind Invade. And the only person left is Mando, and there's yellow flags for him earlier, so that will be the end of Q3. So Invade is on pole, and his teammate will be 4th. So you got Invade, Crunchy, Empty the Mighty, Tolby, Egon, Starzorfen, KJG, Mando, Gravedigger, Kabuki, and School Sniper, rounding out the top 10. There is 15 people for the race. I'm seeing rain. One of that signs for the race of what we're about to see, because obviously there's only one person that's at medium time. So we'll see if that was a weather thing or whether it was just the pace difference of the 2 tyres. And as you can see there, that's the clarification of the top 10. Invade with a 6.5 tenth gap to anyone else around him. But other than that, it's all pretty close. Other than a 3 tenth gap from Gravedigger to Kabuki and a 4 tenth gap from Kabuki to School Sniper. But other than that, it's all pretty close. Hopefully that means some close racing is coming our way. Alright, Gunty. Just wait for the lobby host to say that we're good to go, and then we'll be good to go. How we doing? Yeah, I'm doing, yeah. So, we're getting the session going nice and early. Someone's readied up way before they should have, and Alex has left the session. I think that's my responsibility to bring him back, is it not? So, do I just invite him back? I think it was Alex who lost. Right. Just chuck him a quick little invite. So there's the strategies. 1 stop from softs to hards, or 2 stops soft, medium. But I think a lot of people do it the other way around, soft, medium, soft, but that's my opinion. But we'll run through the cars quickly. You have Alex in the Mercedes in 15th. You have Tubbs the Great in the Williams. You have Emotive Carrot in the AlphaTauri, my favourite car. DTF1 Days in an Alpine. Don't recognise some of these colours still. Mr. Blue Sky in the McLaren. Skull Sniper in the Haas. Kabuki in the other AlphaTauri. Gravedigger in the other Haas. KJG Mando in the only Ferrari. Stars Orphan in the other McLaren. Egon in the Alfa Romeo. And then the first of the Aston Martins of Tolby, chosen Tolby in 4th. MT the Mighty in 3rd. Crunchy Bear in an Alpine in 2nd. And your leader for this race to start us off with is RSF1 in Vade. I don't think it'll stay that way for very long, with knowing how people can be with turn 1, they just want to be a hero. But we'll see if anyone's going to try and be a hero today, or whether we will have a nice clean start. It is 15 people. Come on, Tubbs. Well, he's got a good chance to be driver of the day if he can make a bunch of places. Starting 14th, he can't go much further backwards, so only forwards for Tubbs. Just needs to try and keep it clean, keep it slow. Well, not slow, but clean and... I don't know what word I'm looking for. Clean and safe, I guess, for the first few laps and work his way through the field. And we are rounding up the grid here. A few of the cars, they're all out of position, but they are lining up onto the grid. Are you laughing at me? Don't be laughing at me, right? I have word problems. Words don't function. And I have a really bad camera here. Here we go. On board with Invade. Going to 5 red lights and away we go. Everyone looks like they've got a decent getaway, apart from the Ferrari there who looked like he's sure to get away, but Crunchy Bear got the best start of everyone at the front of the field. Crunchy Bear in the lead going into turn 1, overtaking Invade, and hopefully it's not too scrappy towards the back. Oh, I've absolutely bottled the camera work there. Absolutely bottled it. Right, we won't pay any attention to how I just flopped that. And MT the Mighty sat in 5th, the medium runner of the top 10. Days has chose to start on the mediums as well. Tubbs has gained a place, so there's some good news for the Tubbs fan in the chat. Let's have a look with a few people a bit further back. Mando's getting a bit stuck in with Stars Orphan by the look of it, and Tubbs has gone backwards. Oops. Sorry, Tubbs. Commentator's curse maybe a little bit there. Motive Carrot, going to want to get past Days as quickly as possible with being on the softs compared to the mediums, because the softs don't last too long around here, I wouldn't have thought. Egon is the closest guy to a battle up near the front, using a lot of his battery to end this lap. Crunchy Bear setting the fastest lap, of course, because he is the leader. Egon going around the outside of Tolby on the straight, gets it done nice and early. Tolby looking for maybe a switchback around the outside going into turn 1, and he can't pull it off. So Egon is up that position that I thought he might get. Stars Orphan and Mando having a bit of a come together. Orphan kept it very nicely on the track, to be fair, because that could have gone very badly. So it's nice to see that he's carried on going so far. Gravedigger looks to be wanting to take his teammate. Will there be some team orders, or will they fight it out? We'll see. You don't want to leave it too long though to swap places if they do, because obviously Kabuki's ahead of them. You don't want to get too caught up in the scrap, and Kabuki's lagged a little bit there. We'll just have a quick little bit of a look on board with Kabuki, so if someone like an admin wants to have a word with him. That looks quite laggy. It's not horrific, it just looks jumpy. Kabuki's lost a little place there to Mando. Mando chasing down the Ferrari engine cars on the Hasses, well, the 2 cars ahead of him. Days has gone off, I think. No, it's just, I don't know, might have done, but he has lost control positions. Oh, he's got no front wing. That would be why. He's got no front wing. Well, he's going to have to come into pit. He'll be praying for a safety car to bring him back into this race. Stars off and looking to get past Kabuki, looking to go to the inside maybe. Trying to be the better late breaker. Thinks better of it. Alex having to defend. That's a corner cut, I'm pretty sure, from Tubbs. Pretty sure he might get a incident report from that. Mr. Blue Sky is behind Tubbs now. Don't know what was going on there. Mando's all over the back of Gravedigger. Can he potentially do something now that DRS is activated? Because Gravedigger will not have any DRS of his teammate. Mando looking to close closer and closer, and he can't quite get the move off, but he did look towards the inside, maybe just trying to avoid contact there. Let's have a look on board with Invade, who did qualify on pole, but lost the position before we even got to turn 1. But he's looking to get it back now as we come onto the start-finish straight. He will have DRS. He's got 17% power. Crunchy has quite a bit more. And defends it quite nicely so far. We will go on board with Mando, who looks to be a bit too far back actually. Mr. Blue Sky, however, looks to be getting a very good run on Alex here. I think he will get his DRS open as well, as we have Tubbs coming into the pit lane. Williams are well and truly in the mud. That wasn't me saying that. That was someone in the Twitch chat saying that Williams are in the mud, but it didn't look great. I'm not gonna lie. Invade just crashed it, and he has lost his front wing. That is the pole position runner crashed into the wall. Let's make sure that he joins the track safely. Got a nice little bit of a gap there if he wants to go for it. No, he's choosing to wait. Ooh, that was a very bad time to join. But Invade. So Mando still trying to close into Gravedigger. Gravedigger's trying to keep up with his teammate. Has closed the gap a little bit since was last on board, but not closed it by much. That's Gravedigger on school I'm talking about. And Mando is going to open his DRS, sat behind the Haas. 4 temps, 3 temps, 2.5 temps, 2 temps. Up the inside, looking for a move. Has to ride the curb a little bit to avoid contact, and they go round very nicely with each other. Oh, that was never going to work. Gravedigger, in my opinion, didn't leave enough room on the exit, but that's my opinion, or Mando should have backed out, whichever way you want to look at it. But there just wasn't enough room for 2 cars there without someone going in the gravel, and unfortunately for Gravedigger, it's him that's gone into it. So Stars Orphan on the back of Kabuki, coming up to the second DRS zone of this circuit. Let's see if he can get anything. I don't think he will. He looks to be a bit too far back this time round. We'll stick on board with him for now though, because it looks to be the closest battle on track, unless I'm absolutely blind, which is also a big possibility. Stars Orphan trying to keep within that 1 second gap of Kabuki. Kabuki seemed to have his number through that part of the final sector. We'll have a look to see if that was close enough for DRS. I'm not sure if it was. I wasn't paying 100% attention, and it was close enough. So Stars Orphan's going to be trying to save his DRS now, just try and close the gap up with DRS only. Oh, and there's been another incident there. Tolby's gone off the track, I believe that was. Tolby's now rejoining back behind Mando. Gravedigger's gone into the pit lane after that unfortunate incident with Mando. I'm assuming Mando has no damage because he has continued on in this race. Oh, look, see if Gravedigger gets overtaken by some of these cars that have already pitted before him, and Gravedigger looks to have lost quite a lot of time, obviously having to change his front wing. But he is now going to be on the hards, maybe looking to go to the end already, depending on if we'll get another if we get a safety car at all in this race. Chosen Tolby and Mando, the closest battle currently on track. Yeah, now my throat's getting dry. There we go. So Chosen Tolby getting a nice run on Mando out the final corner. Looking to potentially get a move off into turn 1, but I think he's a bit too far away and he realises that, so he tucks in nicely behind. Mando also catching up to the back of Star's Orphan, so we could see a three-way battle here for 6th, 7th and 8th positions. And Tolby's choosing to go up the inside of Mando without DRS. Nicely done, if he can keep hold of it, but Mando looks like he's going to try and keep his nose in, try and get the overtake back, and he does. Goes for a nice little lunge and he makes it work, getting a bit wobbly on the exit though. Giving Tolby plenty of time to just compose and pounce on that mistake from Mando. 4/10 gap going out of the final corner, out of this corner, sorry, onto the straight. I don't know if that'll be close enough to get an overtake on, but Tolby's giving it a good go using ERS and DRS, looking to go around the outside maybe. Mando blocks it off quite nicely, and it wasn't close enough that time round. Tolby still putting the pressure on Mando, hoping he can make another mistake for then Tolby to just get through him easier. And Mando's struggling with ERS as well, so he's going to have no ERS to defend this start-finish straight, whereas Tolby's got a little bit more to play with. And Tolby's choosing to use it all. Not all, actually, I exaggerated. But he's used quite a bit of his ERS on the exit to then get a rundown into turn 1. Mando's derating with his ERS. Tolby going up the inside, maybe, no, backs out of it, chooses to wait. Tolby choosing to be very patient here. This battling though is causing Mando to not close up Star's Orphan as quickly as he would want to. If he's in no man's land, I guess, he'll be able to catch him a bit faster. Does look to be another gap closing down though for Mr. Blue Sky, the other McLaren. Currently sat in 10th place, looking to close up on Emotive Carrot. We'll check on them in a second though, once we see what happens with Mando and Tolby. Tolby using a lot of his DRS and a little bit of his ERS, I think I saw for a little second then. Oh, but they have made contact. Tolby just didn't brake in time, hit the back of Mando. Mando's just a magnet. Mando is an absolute magnet for incidents. So we will jump on board with Mr. Blue Sky now, who was closed up to Emotive Carrot. There's yellow flags in the beginning of sector 2. Obviously someone went off there, missed that. Tolby's chosen to pit him, obviously because he's got the front wing damage. Mr. Blue Sky doesn't seem to be quite able to catch up to the Carrot just yet. The Carrot car trying to catch up to the Carrot name. So what's Tubbs' penalty so far? We'll have a quick look at what his penalty is at 9%, all the wrong buttons. Days has got a speed in the pit lane, and Days has retired. 8 seconds of penalty so far for Tubbs. Invade is also catching Tubbs quite quickly. So might have to have a little jump on board of that very shortly if Mr. Blue Sky doesn't entertain us here with the carrot. So carrot versus carrot on the start-finish straight. Will anything come of it? It's a lot closer this time round. Mr. Blue Sky with 2/10 gap, opening his DRS, going up the inside, and gets the overtake done before we even get to turn 1. And Mr. Blue Sky having a very interesting line through turn 2. I feel you on that one, Dave. Sometimes I feel you on that one. I think that's the closest battle now. Mando is all over the back of Stars still, but obviously not quite within DRS range. So we will keep on board with Emotive Cheese. Cheese? Carrot. Why did I say cheese? Why? Why? I go out commentary for a season, come back and have no idea what I'm saying. Carrot chose back out of that quite nicely. Looking to try and get as much of a tow as possible from Blue Sky. Oh, Invade getting a nice move there on Alex. Will Alex fight back into the corner? I don't think he will. Have a look at the gap for Motive Cheese. Don't think he's going to have enough of a gap to make a move. No, he doesn't make a move. So there's nearly a three-way battle here for 11th place. The best of the no-point scorers so far. Pit stop window will be coming around shortly, I would believe. Alex trying to defend as much as he can. No. Yes. I'm getting people all mixed up. And he just chooses to let him through. Tubbs gets through without much of a battle there. Maybe Alex being on 10 lap 1 softs thinks better of it, and we have the leader pitting in. We'll have a little hang on board for him to see where he comes out. Going on to the mediums, that'll probably be to the end of the race, and Skull is now into the pits as well as Stars Orphan, as well as Mando. And all them people pitting means that Crunchy comes out in 4th. Let's have a look to see where some of these midfield cars come out with all these battles going on. Mando's going to come out very close with Orphan, and I was going to say Carrot might catch the back of him as well, but Carrot's come into the pits also, but Toby is going to get past Carrot in the pit lane. Toby, who is on the hards, trying to get to the end, and Mando having a bit of an issue there going through turn 2, going a bit deep. Obviously cold tyres, fresh tyres, causing him a couple of problems there for the first couple of corners. What gap is close? Oh, Emotive Cheese has gone off the track. I called him Cheese again. Why? I do apologise. Obviously, he's had a bit of an issue there. I don't know what entirely happened. Egon's coming to the pit lane. He was second, so he'd be looking to come out around about Crunchy kind of area, depending on what kind of pace Crunchy had on his outlap, and we do see a speeding the pit lane penalty for someone. I didn't quite catch who it was. I think it was Kabuki. Egon coming out. What's that going to be? About 2.5 seconds behind Crunchy, so Crunchy's still in the net lead of the race. MT the Mighty on the mediums is currently in the lead. Well, there's a Haas gone off. Let's see if we can catch what happened. He's had a bit of a spin, trying to rejoin safely, and does so very nicely, letting Carrot get through. Mr. Blue Sky just coming out the pit lane. He could come out around where Tubbs is. So we'll have a look on board of Tubbs. Will he go around the outside of Mr. Blue Sky? He's not quite close enough. Mr. Blue Sky getting a nice exit there after his pit stop. Is there any battles close by? Not particularly, other than the one we're on. So 0.6 of a second separating these two drivers currently. Mr. Blue Sky will be quicker though once his tyres warm up. He's got quite a lot of ERS to defend with as well. Oh, Tubbs going heavy into the wall there. Rejoining safely, yes he is. Keep on board a Carrot there, because this could be quite close if he's still pulling away. Looks to have got that sorted. What is the next closest gap? Egon, probably. No, it's Carrot. No, because Tubbs is going into the pit lane. So, Egon is currently the closest battle we have, with a 1.8 second gap. 1.7, 1.6. Mr. Crunchy Bear must have had a bit of an issue there because he's lost a lot of time. And I believe that's Tubbs getting lapped. Is this Alex also about to get lapped? Let's see if he moves out the way nicely for these lead cars. Doesn't look like he wants to give it up just yet. Oh no, he gives it up very awkwardly for Crunchy. See if he gives Egon a bit of an easier time. He's getting a lot of blue flags back now. And he does ease off a little bit, lets him through. Quite nicely done. I feel like Crunchy Bear got the hard side of that deal there, because I think not Tubbs, Alex probably got in the way a little bit. So Egon has made a bit of time up on Crunchy Bear. Good exit there from Egon out of the corners. Looking to get a good exit of the final corner as well potentially, but obviously he has no battery left now, so Egon has over pushed his ERS. That's going to hurt him on this start finish straight. I know he had DRS, but it's not going to make up all the time if he had ERS also. Using all of his ERS, going down to 0%. And then to the mighty did pit in. Invade is in the pit lane. Picked up a penalty for it. I think, was it Invade? I don't have a clue. This game is bugging. So the mighty will be looking to close that gap down. And Egon is closing really close now to Crunchy. And there's been an incident, I think, with the throwing stars, maybe? Not too sure. They carried on nicely, though. Egon just trying to close that gap up to Crunchy Bear. Crunchy Bear has quite a bit of ERS to play with to try and defend. So coming out the final corner now. About 5 tenths separating these front two. 5.5 tenths. Can Egon make a move going into turn 1? Opens his DRS, activates all of his ERS, even though there's nothing there to really use. Giving it a good go though. He's going to look to the inside, maybe? No. Tucks in behind for now. But while they are battling, this means Empty the Mighty is catching. Empty the Mighty currently at 10 seconds. So MT only needs about a second a lap. Egon's still pushing hard to try and get something from Crunchy. Still trying to use all of his ERS. I find it quite entertaining that he hasn't got that much ERS and is still pushing it this hard. If I was in Egon's position, I'd be maybe doing a couple of laps, maybe like 3 or 4 laps, try and save some battery and then go for one big attack. But everyone has their own style of doing things. And Egon is trying to do what he can. He has got quite a lot of momentum over Crunchy this time. Going around the outside, Crunchy trying to keep it on the inside, and I pressed the wrong button. Crunchy does still keep the place though, having obviously the better line through the corner. And MT did close by over a second that lap. These two fighting is really helping Empty the Mighty so far. And there's still time for it to help him even more. Mr. Crunchy Bear currently sitting happily on 60% ERS, more or less. Not really using any defend on this straight, which is quite smart, saving it for the important straight, the start-finish straight. Egon has learned to save a bit of his ERS this time around. He's not pushed on this straight where he can't really get an overtake done. So 14% ERS this time round. Is that enough for Egon to actually get an attack and pull it off this time? He has got a good run out of this sector, and there has been an incident involving one of the AlphaTauris. Yellow flags are out, but he's carried on. And Egon looks like he has got the move off this time. Crunchy Bear with a lot of ERS though to play with. And he is also on the edge of fuel as well by the look of it. And what's going on over here with these two? Yellow flags between these two drivers. Not sure what's going on. Let's jump on back on board with the leaders. Don't want to get too caught up with people that aren't currently in the points where the leaders are battling. And Cheese has got past... Oh my god. Carrot has got past Gravedigger. Keep calling him Cheese. I do apologise. Egon's trying to push away. Crunchy's just using his DRS to try and close the gap. And Alex has a couple of people around him, and there's yellow flags there as well. I think they're just trying to battle each other. We'll go back on board with the leaders. I think, oh no, we'd go on board a Gravedigger because he is making a move on the Carrot. Gets the move nicely done there. Crunchy is just trying to sit behind Egon and taking his time, I believe, at the minute. And MT the Mighty is still slowly catching this group of cars, and he hasn't got much ERS to play with, so he's going to have to go through the phase of saving battery at some point. And Stars Orphan nearly within a second of Mando. Mando running very wide on the exit, the final corner. Orphan getting a very good run out of the final corner, catching up to Mando. Will he have enough time to get an overtake done? He won't, but he's definitely closed the gap quite a lot in that sector. So we'll jump back on board with Crunchy, see what he's planning on doing with his attack. Just chilling with his DRS currently. Invaders in the pits for fresh softs. So look on board with Kara and Grave. Grave has gone into the pit lane. That's fair play. We'll jump on board, back on board with the leaders. And then if nothing comes of this, we'll jump on board with Mando. So Crunchy closing in on the gap, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Not this time round, so we will go on board with Mando. He's going to be defending from Star's Orphan. Well, the leaders could have a very tight scrap here. Oh, we'll jump back on board of that. Going into the next chicane, and Crunchy does get past Egon this time round. Without the need for DRS, which is always nice to see. We do want to try and see more overtakes without DRS in Formula 1, apparently. I quite like DRS personally, but real Formula 1 is trying to move away from it. And Egon has his DRS on this straight. Will he look to get past Crunchy here, or will he just sit back? He's not using his ERS, just his DRS for this straight. Crunchy still sitting comfortably in the 60s on his ERS, so he's trying to just conserve it as much as possible. Just wanted to have a quick look, see what them two are up to, because I just saw positions changing and wanted to keep an eye on it. But Star's Orphan could also be getting position on Mando very shortly, so after this straight we'll go on board with Stars. See what's going on there, but Egon could be making a move around the outside of Crunchy Bear, and it's not going to be done, I don't believe. No, he's not got much of a gap there. So Star's Orphan trying to overtake Mando. 7/10 gap. I think he's going to be a bit too far away to try and make any move. He's not pushing with his ERS, he's just conserving that, just using his DRS only at the minute. But he is closing quite quick with a bit of slipstream from Mando. As I said, it wouldn't quite be enough. Egon is looking to get a move still. Well, keep him catching distance, I say, of Crunchy, because Crunchy is pulling away a little bit, but obviously the DRS around here is so powerful, it's going to be hard to pull away from anyone. Invade sets the fastest lap of the race. Obviously he's pitted in for them fresh soft tyres. And Egon got a 3-second penalty now for track warnings. So times have just got harder for Egon to try and keep second place. Try and keep second place, because he could lose it to Mighty once he catches this group, because he's not far away now. He's only 4 seconds down the road. And Egon does go up the inside of Crunchy, gets it done before we go into the corner. Nicely done. And Stars has fallen off Mando for now. We'll have a quick jump on board. We'll highlight Crunchy though, just in case he does close the gap, which it doesn't look like he will just yet. Taking it easy. So Stars Orphan trying to keep the gap to Mando, I still think, because he can't gain the gap and keep it currently. Stars Orphan and Mando do have similar tyre wear. Obviously been on the tyres for the same amount of laps. Oh, Egon has crashed it. Where's he binned it? That looks quite heavy crash there. Safety car has come out. This is going to mix things up massively, because you had Empty the Mighty closing on the front two before the incident on the soft tyres, which gave him a big advantage, but now Crunchy Bear is doing what I thought he'd do and pitting in. Trying to get fresh softs on. Well, emptied pitting as well, he does. Everyone's going to try and come in, I think, and get some fresh softs on, apart from one of the Haas cars who looks to be just trying to unlap himself. Which is Gravedigger. He's just trying to get ahead of the lead cars, trying to get onto the lead lap again and maybe make something of this race still. Just checking on everyone to see if everyone's going to come in or whether someone's going to try and do a cheeky jump, which I don't think they are. Kabuki's picked up an unfortunate penalty there. Toby's just picked up an unfortunate penalty as well. So Crunchy Bear has caught up to the safety car. The only thing unfortunate for MT the Mighty now is he is going to have one of the lapped cars in his way. It is a shame for Egon, but he did also have the penalty which would have hindered him anyway for his chance on second. But it does mean he doesn't get any points at all, so yeah, I see what's going on. Pause, no DRS for the rest of the race. I didn't consider that button, yeah. Did not consider that. But a lot of people have chosen to pit in. Stars Orphan hasn't pit in, which could end up being very hard for him to defend. So it'd be interesting to see how Stars Orphan can defend once we get going. So obviously, I know we won't have DRS, but it's still very hard to defend with worn tyres. The safety car before it comes in. Maybe not. Excuse me. Maybe not, but I think only 2 or 3 people won't catch the safety car. It'll either be, one or 3. Because I think there's a strong chance the McLaren and the Aston Martin could catch, but I don't know about the Haas. Just grabbing a quick drink, but I don't want to be coughing with my throat being so dry. Quite a few penalties. We'll have a quick look at the penalty situation. Mando with 5, Kabuki with 5, Tolby with 5, Invade with 3, and Tubbs the Great with 3. But I believe, from what everyone's saying and from previous experience, that the safety car should be coming in this lap. And as Button said, there will be no DRS for the remainder of this race. Some people are aggressively trying to warm up their tyres or keep them warm, in Crunchy Bear's case, because he's been swerving throughout this entire period. It's not like tyre wear would be much of a factor, because obviously they're going to be doing 2 or 3 laps on these tyres, obviously like a couple of laps behind the safety car as well. So we'll see what happens with this. Muddy, if you're still in the chat, can you just let me know if we're still doing podium interviews? I'll make sure I can do that if there is still some. Obviously, Crunchy is going to be trying to time his restart as perfect as possible to try and not lose too much time to those around him, and he has put his foot down and he has gone, and his ERS is on. He's using all of his battery very aggressively, as you probably would want him to, and he's caught Empty the Mighty napping there. Oh, it wasn't even Empty the Mighty, it was one of the lapped cars. I forgot that there's a lapped car in the way. But there is a car facing backwards at the final corner, I believe, would just come into the pit lane, which was someone, don't really know who. Now let's try and figure out what gaps are close. Styles has lost a couple of positions there, I believe. Bring up the tyres again. I did say it'd be hard to defend positions with these worn tyres, but he chose to stick it out. School Sniper looking to try and get a podium off Mando on track. Because I believe once the race finishes, he'll get the position anyway due to the penalties. These top guys now are looking to try and keep their noses clean to not get a penalty themselves. Because there's a few people lingering around at the back, like Gravedigger and Blue Sky, that could catch someone out if they get too many penalties at these later stages of the race. Let's have a look at Invade, because these two are fighting for position because they both have penalties and they are both teammates. So it'll be interesting to see what they can do, because they're trying to get around Stars Orphan, who is on the 13 lap hole mediums, who didn't pit when the safety car came out. Tolby and Invade are fighting very hard against each other, which is giving Stars Orphan the space he needs. And Invade has got past his teammate. I think that was a bit of a let-by. Let's see if Invade can do anything to get past Stars Orphan. But we'll go on board with School Sniper real quick to see if he can get past Mando on track. This is the final lap, of course, for him to do this. Very close between these two, though. Mando is on the mediums. Quite sure why, but Mando's Mando. He does what he wants to do. Invade has got past Stars Orphan. I did miss that, so apologies. And let's have a look at Tolby, see if he can get past Stars Orphan. The School Sniper, I don't think we'll be able to get Mando on that straight. Tolby is pushing hard to try and get past Stars, and Stars is using a little bit of his ERS to try and defend it. Obviously, there are still 2 more straights to go. Well, 1 and a bit, I guess, but you know what I mean. And Stars has had a bad exit. Tolby's got a good exit. Had to swerve a little bit to get out of the way to try and keep his momentum as high as possible out the corner. Stars has lost the position to Tolby, and as you can see, the race winner is Crunchy after all that absolute chaos for the final couple of laps. School Sniper does get past Mando, obviously due to some of the penalties, and the House Boys finish 3rd and 4th. With all the penalties to consider, and Kabuki is trundling around at the back because obviously he was the guy that had a bit of an incident after the safety car restart. I could not keep up with a lot of that towards the very end. All them penalties confused the hell out of me. Let's go on board with Kabuki. Used all of his EOS, and there you go. That is your race for F5 around Italy. Again, not sure what round this is. Up the Haas. I would say I agree, up the Haas, but associated with Russians, or was. So I don't really like them. Maybe I'm just being a bit biased. We'll send these invites out to the top 3. Thank you to those that have been here, though, so far. Hope you have enjoyed the race. The Haas boy of School Sniper has joined the party. Oh, and everyone's joined the party. Oh gosh, hello. Right. Right. Is that the same for everyone? Right. I fucked this up then, really, haven't I? The Twitch thing, yeah. Right. Well, I've not done streaming for a while. I do apologise. What order is this normally done? First to first, third to first, or first to third? How do we want to do this?
Normally.
Third to first. Okay, so Skull Sniper, are you here?
I
was about to move on. I'm not gonna lie. So you started from 10th. Obviously, there's only 15 people here, so considering that, you was quite far towards the back. How would you say quali went for you? Would you say it was
poor? couldn't get a lap together. Just kept on spinning the tyres way too much. Just glad to have got a time in and not invalidated.
How was the race for you then? Because obviously starting that far back, it must have been a bit nervy at the start. Obviously not knowing what people are going to do around you, because obviously like with all these chicanes around, people try and be a hero on lap 1, don't they? So how was it for you to try and get through?
Just took the inside on the first curb, just waited it out for everybody to just hit each other, and then just continued driving my line.
Yeah, that late safety car did seem to help you out quite a bit towards the end as well. Like that must have been a bit of a relief for you, I'm guessing.
Yeah, apart from somebody overtaking before the start-finish line, we'll not mention any more about that. But yeah, apart from that, glad that I could have continued on my mediums and stayed out in P3, but just thought late safety car, take some softs, get some fresh rubber, and just go then for the last laps.
I mean, if anything's to go by off that, Stars Orphan tried doing what you're just saying, and he lost like 4 positions off the restart. So you probably made the right decision, to be fair to Pit.
Yeah.
I do want to say congratulations to you though. Well done. Very good performance from you. So
thank you.
MT, hello.
Hello.
So it's kind of the opposite for you really during that race. That late safety car didn't help you really.
Absolutely not.
Are you still happy though? Are you happy with your performance? Starting third, finishing second?
I'm happy with the performance. Yeah, I'm happy that I finished second. 2 podiums in a row. It was good. I did really well. Qualifying bugged me. Q3 I messed up. My last lap I improved. Somehow I lost 3 tenths in the first chicane and found 4 tenths in the last sector. Don't ask me how.
Ooh.
And I managed to still gain a tenth. But if I hadn't have messed up the first chicane, it would have been. I think I would have started P2. I was not getting anywhere near Invade's P1.
That time was crazy. I
didn't see it coming, to be honest.
I don't know.
But
it must have been just one of them moments where it's just pitch perfect for him. What did you think of quali though? Like, I think we're doing this a bit backwards. We started off how the race went with quali. How do you think it went for you? Like with only having 15 people. Like obviously we only had 12 in Q2, so.
Yeah,
how did you go into that?
It wasn't too much of a pressure on quali. I was pretty chill for quali. I just had a chill lap. I just wanted to see roughly what my pace was going to be in Q1, because I wasn't sure what my quali pace was going to be. So I went out for two laps in Q1. I was pretty happy with that. Thought I could probably improve a bit on it, and then just messed up too many times in Q3. Sadly.
What track have we got next? I was going to think. I don't have a clue.
Oh God, Singapore.
How are you feeling for Singapore then? I forgot to ask School that question, but how are you feeling for Singapore?
Singapore is a little bit ropey. I don't mind it, but it's a bit like it's similar to here really. It's like a 50-50 track for me. I like it. The track doesn't like me, so it's just going to be how I can race on the night really.
I'm guessing it's one of them sort of tracks where you like watching it, but you don't like driving it. Is it one of them sort of things, or?
Yes, I like driving it. I'm just not very quick at driving it normally. So, but hopefully I can. I said that about Monza though, to be fair, and look where I am on P2 at Monza. So.
Well, hopefully we can see you back on the podium next week, and hopefully I might have some company because it's been very lonely.
Hopefully.
So congratulations! Oh my God, my voice. Can I hide now? Congratulations though on tonight.
Just one more. I just want to give a shout out to my brother for his first ever race tonight. That's great. He's had a bit of a rough one, but yeah, just a shout out to him. Well done on his first race.
Yeah, well done. It's always nice to have new people join. Crunchy. Hello. You had a very interesting start. You managed to take the lead before we even got to turn one. You must have. See if that what you were sandbagging. What?
I thought.
What? No. So what can you say about your race? You had a very interesting one with oh my gosh, what's the guy's name? The Alfa Romeo. You was battling him. No, nothing tight. Egon, that's him. You had a good battle with him for most of the race, really. I mean, with the battle with you and Egon, you always had a not DRS, a ERS advantage. I wasn't sure if you was aware of that or not, but he was always running like 15% as his highest, and he was just pushing it down every straight. There was quite a few times on the start finish straight he would have no ERS. Like when his DRS was on, his ERS was already gone.
Crunch. Just include your audio, mate. Invade just said your audio is not included. No worries.
Untake and retake.
Crunchy Bears basically just said that he wants to move to F4. He thinks that F5 is too easy. Yeah, that's one way to word it. I know the stream can't hear you, but I care to know. What are your thoughts on Singapore? Who really is playing this game, though? Let's be honest. Who's actually playing it? Let's be honest. Yeah, it's Matty, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, hopefully there's some people that can push you both towards the later races of the season. Like, even if it's not for a championship or anything, like... Yeah, and then they won't get moved up. And then those that win one race do. What? Oh, yeah.
Get him
I wish
gone.
I knew what that feeling was like.
Get him gone.
Yeah, get him gone. I won one race and got moved up. Where's the fairness? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. But, I was the only person on a fucking wheel. It's Monaco. Yeah, I know. Or just talented at a shit track. Either way. I'll talk to you about that after the stream because I want to say some words about that, but I'm not going to say it on stream because it's not nice. It's not fair for others, should I say? Spill the tea, yes. So I'm going to end the stream there. Tomorrow night is another race around Italy. Don't know what tier. Yeah. Free?
Yeah, free.
No. Yes, free. So tune in tomorrow night at a time, 8 o'clock, and you come see tier 3. Hopefully have a better race than this one because it got a bit boring at times. So tune in for that, and we'll. It was boring for everyone but Crunchy. Not Crunchy. Yes, Crunchy. Yes. But yeah, F5 will be